Kilo Foxtrot 0, Alpha Foxtrot Quebec, Troy and Denver.
Net Control, I'd like to acknowledge and welcome the following check-in. KF0 AFQ Troy. And there'll be a chance for late check-ins a little later in the net. And next I'd like to invite our club president, Jerry Bill Howard, W0GB, cover club business. Go ahead, Jerry, the net is yours.
Hey Jim, well thanks for doing that. Welcome everybody. Looks like we got a pretty good crowd tonight. I really don't have much to put out. It's a little early for anything for our next meeting, which will be in October, so that'll come out around the first of the month. And like I say, as far as I know, the 220 repeater is back in. Olin got it back in, and so it seems to be operating normally now. Hopefully it'll continue to do that. So if you have 220 capabilities, please give it a try and get some more traffic on there. And as well as 6 meters, we had about, I think we had 14 this morning on the 6 meter net, so that was real good. And it came up, its performance so much better, the repeater is, and it's good to hear. And people, entities are always looking for more band space, so they already got part of the 220 band years ago, so use them. I don't have anything else, so back to you, Jim. And everybody, thanks again for checking in. W0GB.
W0GB, this is K02R. Thanks, Jerry. And I don't see anyone that indicated they had traffic when they checked in tonight. This is the Denver Radio Club Net, W0TX, and this is K02R, Net Control Station. Does anyone have any other comments, information, or business for the net? If so, please call now. All right, do we have any late check-ins? Please call now. All right, I'll now review next weekend's contest and upcoming HamFest. And on the HamFest, I mentioned it last Sunday. Some might not have been here, but the 2021 Wyoming ARL Section Convention was hosted by the Chi-Y Amateur Radio Club, and that was going to be on the 8th and 9th of October in Cheyenne. They have canceled that because of concern for COVID. And so one of these days we're going to have one that is actually transpires and takes place, and we can get back into groove. So I don't know the way this COVID thing's going. It's going to be a long dry spell yet, I think. And let's see what we got here as far as contest coming up this weekend. Let's see, the first one we got on the calendar here is the CQ Worldwide DX contest. That begins on September 25th at 0 hours Zulu, goes on September 26th until 23:59 hours Zulu. That's on 80 through 10 meters, and that's an RTTY digital contest. And next we have the main QSO party. That begins on September 25th at 1200 hours Zulu, goes through September 26th until 1200 hours Zulu. That is on 160 through 10 meters. That's a CWN phone contest. Next we have the AJCW PHF UHF contest. $1,500 Zulu. That's on 2 meters and 70 centimeters. That is a CW contest. And next we have the Masonic Lodges on the air. That begins on September 25th at $1,400 Zulu, goes through September 25th until $2,200 Zulu. That's on 80 through 10 meters. That is a phone contest. And that does it for contests. Couple reminders. The High Noon Net, they meet daily at 12 noon with early check-ins beginning at 11:30. They meet on a frequency of 7.240 megahertz, which is on a 40-meter band. And the Salvation Army Saturn Net, they meet at 1500 hours Zulu. That's 9 a.m. Mountain Daylight Time. They meet Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on a frequency of 14.325 megahertz, which is on the 20-meter band. The Denver Radio Club maintains the following repeaters for use by all radio amateurs: 147.330 megahertz with a positive offset, 145.490 megahertz with a negative offset, a 224.380 megahertz with a negative offset, 449.350 megahertz with a negative offset, the 448.625 megahertz with a negative offset, the 447.825 megahertz with a negative offset. Our digital tuber repeater operating on the Brandmeister on 446.7875 megahertz with a negative offset, and our C4 FM digital repeater on 449.775 megahertz with a negative offset. The 447.825 megahertz repeater is configured for narrowband FM, and that requires a digital coded squelch of 073. There are two repeaters on 147.330 megahertz. The repeater in Lakewood requires a 100 hertz peel tone, and the second repeater located east near Franktown requires a 131.8 hertz peel tone. We have a second repeater on the same frequency out east to improve coverage along the Front Range and into the canyons. However, having two repeaters on the same frequency and repeaters having two different frequency propagations, we ask that you monitor the frequency to ensure neither is in use prior to making your call. The 449.350 megahertz repeater provides wide area coverage, and this repeater hosts our Echolink station, W0TX node number 4140. And the 448.625 megahertz repeater is linked with a 145.490 megahertz repeater. Each repeater requires a 100 hertz peel tone for activation except as noted, and each uses standard offsets. And the 145.050 megahertz repeater is now a packet node. And we have a 6-meter repeater, as Jerry mentioned earlier. That's on the frequency of 53.09 megahertz with an input on 52.09 megahertz with the required 107.2 hertz peel tone. Your support of the Denver Radio Club is greatly appreciated. If you'd like to participate in any of the many club activities, please contact our club president, Jerry Billhauer, W0GB. I'd like to thank everyone for checking into the Denver Radio Club net tonight. Your support is greatly appreciated. I hope you all have a great week. 7-3. And tonight we had 33 check-ins, and the Denver Radio Club W0TX net is now closed at 8:59, and repeaters available for regular use. This is K0TR net control station, and please stand by a moment while I return the PL tone to the repeater.
PL on.
And this K02R. I'll be clear and good night all.
0TOR, KE0, RVZ.
KE0, RVZ, this K02R. Yes, go ahead, John.
I didn't bother in the middle of the net and such to it, but I've got different type of antenna system up here clamped to a railing. I just want to know if I was making it out how my signal sounded like I normally do or what.
Yes, John, got a nice clear signal. I don't hear any noise at all coming in repeaters, so I think you're doing well.
Always good to hear. Thank you so much. KE0, RVZ, clarity vital.
KE0, RVZ, this K02R. You're certainly welcome, John, anytime. Talk to you later. And we're clear.